Welcome back, fellow shop rats. Today it's a Talk About It Tuesday, and we're going to talk about car designers. Could be an interesting one. Stick around. I'm Mike, and you're watching My Car's Shop. If you've been around the channel at all in recent months, you've seen me beating my head against the wall about technology in cars. And, I have some fairly strong opinions about it, and my wife says that sometimes I can be a bit negative. I think I'm a bit realistic, but tomato, tomato, whatever. But something occurred to me, and it was kind of thanks to Elon Musk in some ways with the Cybertruck and the Teslas in general. And it occurred to me that probably for the last 40 years, we've seen a change in car design, and it's a big one. Now, it's not so much about emissions and all of that stuff. I'm talking more about the design of the cars themselves, the look. I mean, look at the Cybertruck. It looks like a doorstop. That car is 100% designed by tech people, not car people. And that was what occurred to me when we look at classic cars like a 57 Chevy or a 31 Ford or any, classic muscle car or even a fat fender car like Fat Fanny. Um, these are rolling works of art. They're more than just transportation. They are cars built by people who absolutely love cars. And in fact, I knew some of the old school engineers, particularly that worked for Chrysler. Tom Hoover was one. You've heard me talk about him. He was a good friend of mine. Yes, Tom Hoover, the father of the Hemi. But I've known a lot of other guys in that same era as well. Guys who kind of came up through the 40s into the 50s and 60s and into the 70s these were car guys. I mean, Tom grew up in a shop in Pennsylvania. His grandfather was a mechanic. Tom grew up wrenching on cars. He was a gearhead. He was a race guy. He was a car guy. And all the other guys that I knew in that same era, they were dyed in the wool guys who loved cars. Now, I didn't know any of the car gals in that time or the designers. I'm sure there were some. But anybody in that era, for the most part, was just really interested in cool looking stuff that went fast, stuff that sounded great, uh, just like, flat out, bang, bang, bam. But you look at stuff from the mid 70s up, and things started changing. Yeah, we tried to be more emissions conscious and so forth, but it's more than that. You could have made a car that looks like the Mustang, classic 70 Boss 302 Mustang, or a Camaro or a Challenger, because they did. They made them super fast, they made them super efficient, etc., etc. But they were stealing from the past when they designed those cars and they put modern technology into them. That's not the cars that I'm talking about, although I still think those cars were designed more by tech people than by car people. And I'm certainly not saying that everybody in the auto industry are tech people and not car people. But we get to looking at the Tesla and we get to looking at the Cybertruck particularly, and I think there is zero style to these things. They're not built by people who are in love with automotive styling. They're not people who are interested in rolling works of art. These are just very utilitarian. They're more interested in building a rolling living room so that you can sit in your recliner and watch TV while you're going down the road. All of the creature comforts of home. I was just commenting on a post about the new 2025 Dodge pickup. As far as I'm concerned, it's a turd. And I'm a Ram guy. I'm a Dodge guy. I've been a Dodge boy since the 80s. I've always been a Dodge boy. I've got how many Mopars around here? Y'all know that. I mean, you're looking at one right there. And I said this about that truck. It's the last Ram I will ever own. I will not buy anything newer than that. And in fact, I'm going the other way and building my own. I want a truck that's a truck. And that thing is really not a truck. It's a luxury car. It is not built to be used like a truck. I don't care what anybody says. I want something that I can beat on, something that can go through the woods, something that can pull a high, holy, heavy trailer, all of that stuff. I don't care if it's loud. I don't care if it's rattly. I'm not looking for comfort. I'm looking for speed. I'm looking for power. I'm looking for a truck that I can use like a truck. I don't want a truck that's designed by a tech person. I want something simple. I want something reliable. I want something with decent fuel economy. But I'm not looking for sitting in my recliner going down the road watching TV in my truck. I want a truck that's going to get the crap beat out of it and just take a licking and keep on ticking. It is what it is, and people will say, oh, it's the market that's driving that. It's not. It's really, really not. I think if they came out with something new stylistically that was really, really innovative and creative, get somebody like Foose or, somebody like that. It doesn't have to be him, and put something out that's got some real class and some real classic American styling. Stop ripping off the European cars. Stop ripping off the Italian cars. Stop ripping off historical cars, and put something out that's really designed by a car artist, an automotive enthusiast, somebody who's just really into the artistry of really classic styling in a car. And you might be surprised what happens. Okay, I know we have to have emissions and computers to control things and, environmentally conscious. I get all of that. But I really think most of these things are just a box to put the technology in so that people can be comfortable and not spill their coffee. And if they do spill their coffee, Rosie the robot comes out and cleans it all up for them. And they can watch TV with their feet up as the vehicle drives them down the road. And I think that's just a disservice. Driving should be an experience. Driving should be something that we look forward to doing, road trip, and, really experiencing the vehicle rather than just experiencing sitting in your recliner. You can do that at home. All right, those are my thoughts. Drop your thoughts down there about what you think about current automotive styling. Do you agree with me? Are these cars not built by car guys anymore? Car gals? Are they built by techies? Are they designed by techies? What do you think? Let's put it down there in the comments, and let's have a very pleasant conversation. Let's keep the ashtray comments out of it. All right. Thanks. I appreciate you guys, and we will catch you on the next one. Oh, don't forget, it's important.